Call Brandon today at 813-917-1894.
All right, Brandon Rhymes here in studio with Logan Briggs, Total Home Roofing, back in studio with us. A quick shout out to our friends at West Coast Window Cleaning, and they do a great job on our real estate properties, real estate, residential, commercial real estate. West Coast Premier Window Cleaning, residential and commercial. Check them out online, and make sure you let them know the real estate quarterback sent you. And any type of residential, commercial properties, I highly recommend Brian and his team. West Coast Premier windowcleaning.com. You can check them out online and on social media. All right, a couple of hot listings here from the Consumer Quarterback Show and the Platinum MVP team, Keller Williams Realty, Livia and Coastal Elite. We have a beautiful property, commercial opportunity at 7202 US Highway 301 South in Riverview. We've got a mix of residential, commercial, and vacant land property listings, and we can help you sell faster for more money utilizing our innovations with radio, TV, and internet marketing. 7202 US Highway 301 South. What you have here is you've got two side-by-side opportunities. One is a professional space, currently operating as a barbershop, could be a real estate, mortgage, title insurance company, and then next door you have a mufflers, brakes, more of a mechanic shop setup. So this is two properties in one corner lot. Great opportunity. 50+ thousand vehicles a day passing by. 7202 US Highway 301 South in Riverview, Florida. A great opportunity for business owners out there looking to purchase. We also have a new listing at 419 Pala Way, Spring Hill. This is a listing that is sure to impress. Pala Way, Spring Hill. This is Pasco County. 4 bedrooms, 2 bath, just shy of 2,100 square feet. 4 bedrooms, 2 bath, luxury home with a 2-car garage right here in Tampa Bay. You got a brand new roof, heated pool, screened into the 9, no backyard neighbors, and a recently updated guest bathroom. Screened in pool, pavers, beautiful home. I love the color scheme in the home as well. Great opportunity. 419 Pala Way, Spring Hill, Florida. And you can see all of our real estate listings at PlatinumCoastalElite.com.
This is God's country.
All right, we got Logan Briggs in the house, Total Home Roofing. Now, we like to bring in all the different expert contributors, different areas of expertise. Michael MD was just talking about tech. So what do we need to know in the roofing space? What's happening? And I know there's a lot going on the insurance side too, man.
Yeah, Brandon, thanks so much for having me. It's great to be in studio. Yeah, I mean, the roofing is busier than ever. I mean, we're definitely staying busy. We are also fighting those battles with the insurance companies. And, you know, we've got weather. It's been raining a ton on the East Coast. So, I mean, it's never a dull moment in roofing, that's for sure.
Yeah.
And just to go back, I can confirm that 419 Pala Way has a new roof. We put that roof on there earlier this week.
Oh, that's the one you did. Okay.
Yeah,
cool.
So it's confirmed. Brand new, beautiful roof with the 15-year workmanship warranty that is transferable.
Nice. So you got a transferable warranty. That's a big deal.
That's correct. Yes. Yeah, I'll make sure it happens.
That's great. Awesome, man. Yeah, you mentioned rain too. Tampa Bay, for some reason, is down. We're down rain over here on this side. I think it's something like 8 inches off the normal pace.
Yeah, it's wild. We haven't been getting that 4 o'clock rain. You know what time it is when it starts to rain at 4. But yeah, I mean, it's just been. I don't know if it's called a drought yet, but I mean, it's definitely dry along the whole West Coast. It's not just Tampa, but over on the East Coast, over in like the Port St. Lucie area, Melbourne area, it's been raining for 5-6 days straight. I think they even had some flooding.
Wow.
But yeah, so it's so interesting. I mean, that's only a 2 or 3 hour drive.
I wonder if it's the government playing games up there, you know?
Could be, yeah.
They're controlling a lot of stuff, man.
Yeah, you never know.
A lot of these conspiracy theories coming true, right?
Yeah, they control the weather.
Yeah.
You know, they control our moods with that weather, you know? They probably want it to be cloudy, so we're not as happy. Who knows,
there you go.
You know?
Yeah, who knows what's behind it, right? After the whole pandemic and everything, hey, nothing's off the table in my book.
Wouldn't put it past them, I'll tell you that.
Yeah. All right, so talk to me about insurance. I mean, one of the big challenges, and maybe could you catch us up a little bit, give us a little history about how it used to be, but how it is now on the insurance claims.
Yeah, the insurance world's changed quite a bit. We used to have you had some damage, a storm would come through, you'd have a leak, you'd call your insurance company, they'd come out, they'd do an adjustment, and about, maybe 6 to 8 weeks later, maybe max, you'd have that check in the mail, and they'd say, hey, go out and get 3 bids, licensed contractor, and they'd help you through the process.
Mm-hmm.
Nowadays, it's about a 6 to 8 month process to work some insurance claims, just on how they're doing. I mean, no matter what. I mean, I even saw some during Hurricane Ian a year ago that they would even reject those. It was like a Category 4 hurricane came through here. Every home in the neighborhood is getting re-roofed, and then you singled out these 2 homes as not being eligible for a new roof. So you would just see a lot of bizarre things, and it. You know, I don't know if they're allowed to do this, but you always kind of feel like there's some kind of quota they have to meet, right? Like, all right, we've given too much money away, now shut it down.
Exactly.
Because there's times where they're helping homeowners, they're doing the right thing, they're signing the checks, they're approving claims, and then other times they just shut it down.
Yeah.
Where they are just rejecting everything.
Yeah.
And it's like, wow. So now I have to go get a public adjuster. I've got to get a lawyer involved to help my homeowner through that process. Because they rightfully so. They deserve that home. They've been paying that policy for 10, 15, 20 years.
Exactly.
This is why we pay for insurance, and then all of a sudden they just shut it off.
Yeah.
So we have a lot of homeowners that are going through that process right now. It's an extremely stressful process too. It's long. The insurance companies do a terrible job at communicating. When you call them, it takes 20 or 30 minutes to get on the phone with somebody.
Wow.
Then that person can't answer your question. So I mean, a lot of times, it's a great service that we introduce them to a public adjuster and then let them take it over, and they kind of act as like the litigator, or they're kind of the advocate for the homeowner, and it allows them to work the claim process a little bit smoother for them. But it's been tough lately.
Derek Coble is our show partner now with the Consumer Quarterback Show. He's a public adjuster, so I made an off-air introduction to you. Tell me, this is a challenge. We've heard that, we've seen it. It seems to be one of the knocks against Governor DeSantis. Some of the rules changing, the laws changing in terms of the state legislature. They had their spring. I believe it's a spring session that this happened, but they changed some of the laws. So they changed some of the rules. It's one-way attorney fees versus two-way attorney's fees. Can you give us some insight there?
Yeah, I mean, from what we're seeing is like they don't even have to talk to your contractor anymore, which is crazy because we're the ones doing the work. We need to price the job out appropriately. We need to make sure we get paid for that work that we do. And some of the times they won't even take our phone calls. So that's why we would push somebody to a public adjuster, because in reality, those are the only ones they actually have to talk to now. And they don't even have to speak to lawyers unless there's some kind of judgment or some kind of authorization from a judge to have to speak to them.
Court ordered.
Court ordered. And when you see stuff like that, it's just like, man, wow, the last thing you want to do is get lawyers involved. The last thing anybody wants to do is sue their insurance company. Yep. But at this point in the process, you kind of have to. Yeah. And that's the sad part, because in the end, that just delays everything. Yeah. A homeowner might be sitting up with a tarp on their roof for, a year or 2 years. They get the HOA emailing them every week, wanting to fine them. And it's just
mold, potential for mold,
absolutely.
Health hazard.
And the only person that really suffers is the homeowner, right? Yeah. I mean, those public adjusters, they get paid off of that. The lawyers get paid off of that. And it's just like, man, have we forgot about the homeowner that's actually paying for the policy? Yeah, like we're putting them through this terrible. They've already have a leak in their home, right? There's already damage on their property. The last thing they want to do is have to fight from the insurance carrier who they pay every month to help them.
Yeah. He's Logan Briggs. I'm Brandon Rhymes. Total Home Roofing, Consumer Quarterback Show. And it's a shame that it comes to this, right? Business and posturing, as you mentioned. It's like, hey, let's reject every third claim, or let's reject certain claims. It kind of reminds you of corporate skimming in a way too. Remember back in the 80s or 90s? Maybe showing my age there a little bit, but you had a bag of chips. You bought a bag of chips. It was all the way full of chips. You bought some Doritos. You had all the whole bag was full of Doritos. Yeah. Now you buy the bag and it's down to like 30-40%, but it looks big. Yeah. And they puff it up with air, maybe.
Oh yeah. Right? 100%.
So many examples of that, right?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, the funny thing is, these big insurance companies, they take this angle, like with their marketing, like they're your neighbor. I'll say you're in good hands.
Exactly.
And they got Jake from State Farm hanging out with Drake, and now he's hanging out with Kelsey's mom. They try to put this image like they really want to help and they want to relate to homeowners, when in reality they just make it extremely difficult and very stressful for homeowners, and that's not the way it should be. Yeah. That's just not the right way to do business, and we are seeing that in just becoming such an issue for homeowners.
Yeah, exactly. Wasn't he hanging out with Patrick Mahomey?
Yeah, right. And then Maotto, and it's just like, man, like you got millions, if not billions of dollars you spend on marketing.
Exactly.
Is that because you're not paying out your claims properly and taking care of your homeowners who are actually paying for Mahomes and Drake to be your sponsors?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's a challenging time, man. People are frustrated with insurances. They're frustrated with gas prices, credit card debt, all-time high, over $1 trillion now. We have record student loans as well. It's a story I'm going to tease here. I'm going to talk about this one when we come back. Student loan payments start again. Some 40 million Americans must resume paying back federal student loans after a 3-year pause ended recently. So yeah, people are struggling. So one last thing that they have on their plate to struggle with is their roofing, their insurance companies, policies that they paid for years, and now it's time to pay the piper, as they say.
Yeah.
And then they want to fight you on it. What else are you seeing out there, Logan?
I mean, a lot of things just to add to that is roofing is getting more and more expensive every year. There's more regulation in the industry. The increases in labor, material costs continue to go up, fuel goes up, and we continue to see that year after year after year. Mm-hmm. So when a homeowner, has damage and then they have to pay for it, it can be $15,000 to $20,000 out of pocket. And they're paying into this insurance premium that goes up and up and up and up every year on them too, right? So a lot of homeowners are kind of forced into the market even by their insurance company, whether they even have storm damage or not. Typically, their premium might start off as $2,000 annually, and within 2 or 3 years, it's up to $6,000, $7,000, all the way to $12,000 a year for the same policy that they were paying too.
Yeah.
And the only way the insurance company says we're going to lower your premiums if you get a good new roof.
Right.
And that costs $15,000 to $20,000. I don't know a lot of people with that kind of money laying around.
Yep.
We do offer some really incredible financing options that can help homeowners overcome that. But at the same time, I mean, it's interesting how they're actually forcing homeowners into the market with the rising premiums.
Right. Yeah, I've seen a lot of that. I've heard that from homeowners that I'm looking to either sell their home or maybe they're purchasing. They see these scenarios play out. But yeah, they'll get a letter that basically says, hey, it's a non-renewal, 30 days or however, probably a little bit longer than 30 days they'd give them. But yeah,
technically they should give you 180 days. But I mean, that non-renewal, I got a non-renewal. My house was built in 2019.
Wow.
I'm like, why would you be non-renewing me? My home everything's built up to code. It's done correctly. I've never placed a claim, and I had to go get new insurance starting this month. And I'm just like, wow. Like my premium's just gone up and up and up.
They probably went out of business, huh?
I think they were leaving the state.
Yeah,
leaving the state. I'm like, leaving the state? You're headquartered in pinellas. You're in St. Pete. You're leaving the state. Where are you going? Like, this is where you conduct business. Yeah. So I mean, you hear a lot of that. They're leaving the state, but are they leaving? Are they just leaving the Tampa area? Are they using that as an excuse to jack up premiums? There's a lot of games that they'll play too.
Exactly.
And then they have those lawyers on staff. They have those people that are just paid to make them more money.
Yeah.
And they're going to figure out the way to do it.
Yeah, exactly. And it's like sometimes you have middle management that, they'll get paid spiffs on how much they save or whatever. They can roll over to the next year, right? Exactly. Let's take a quick break there. More with Logan Briggs, Total Home Roofing. Check him out online, Total Home Roofing. Also, consumerqb.com. You can see links there to all of our expert contributors at consumerqb.com. Taking a quick break, coming right back. Don't go anywhere.
This is Work Done, and you're listening to the Real Estate Quarterback Show hosted by my man, Brandon Rhymes.
To get in touch with Brandon, call 727-263-3707. Online at consumerqb.com.
Patriot Mobile is America's only Christian conservative wireless provider who shares your values. They offer the very best nationwide coverage on 4G and 5G LTE networks and exceptional 100% US-based customer support. Patriot Mobile offers discounts for veterans and first responders, NRA members, and families with multiple lines. Learn more at patriotmobile.com/consumerqb. That's patriotmobile.com/consumerqb. Or if you'd like to give us a call, you can reach out at 727-263-3707. That's 727-263-3707. And we'd be happy to tell you more about Patriot Mobile. Selling commercial, vacant land, or residential properties? Don't leave money on the table. List with the Platinum MVP team at Keller Williams Realty. I'm Brandon Rhymes. You can reach me at 727-263-3707. Call or text 727-263-3707. Online at consumerqb.com.
You're listening to the consumer quarterback, Brandon Rhymes, cutting through your typical media nonsense. and offering you a rational and unbiased perspective on current events and life in Tampa Bay. Online at consumerqb.com.
All right, Brandon Rhymes back here in studio. Logan Briggs, Total Home Roofing. Quick shout out to our friends at Patriot Mobile. If you haven't heard of Patriot Mobile, man, they're doing a lot of good out there. Check them out online. We've got a relationship with Patriot Mobile as well. You could check them out online. We have a direct link, patriotmobile.com/consumerqb. patriotmobile.com/consumerqb. All right, a couple of hot listings here. 3864 50th Avenue South in St. Petersburg. This is a complete remodel. Great opportunity to own real estate. St. Pete is still a hot market as well, Pinellas County. And we're seeing an uptick in calls recently as well on a lot of our listings because of the seasonality. You got snowbirds coming back down. 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 2-car garage, 1659 square feet. 3864 50th Avenue South, St. Petersburg. Fully remodeled, including luxury vinyl flooring, updated bathroom, sleek fixtures, tiled showers. Kitchen features stainless steel appliances, tiled backsplash on an island. You also are a block away from the recently renovated Maximo Marina and the famous Tiki Docks. Nearby sparkling beaches just minutes away from I-275. Beautiful open floor plan, island kitchen, stainless steel appliances. I love the color scheme as well. It's got the lighter colors, beautiful flooring. Great opportunity right here in Tampa Bay, 3864 50th Avenue South, St. Petersburg, Florida. All right, 701 Sugar Palm Street. This is a retirement community, 55-plus retirement community. Owner super motivated here. 2-bedroom, 2-bath, 1152 square feet at Sugar Palm Street. You got a corner lot, beautiful property here, well maintained, great community as well. You got pools on site, 2 different pools, golf course, great opportunity to own real estate here. You have a beautiful 12 by 18 Florida room, 10 by 12 shed, washer, dryer, utility, new windows, flooring, plumbing, sinks, faucets, AC as well. 2-bedroom, 2-bath, great opportunity. 701 Sugar Palm Street in Largo, Florida. And you can see all of our real estate listings at platinumcoastalelite.com. All right, we got Logan Briggs in studio, Total Home Roofing. Logan, we talked about some of the costs going up for a lot of people. This next quarter, they're calling for, according to Moody's chief economist, talking to CNBC, you got 40 million Americans resume paying back student loans as well. 3-year pause ending. So how will that affect it? They're saying the economy will struggle in the fourth quarter, meaning full part due to the end of the student loan payment moratorium. Retailers and lenders face particular risk as borrowers start repaying more than $1.7 trillion in debt. The freeze began with the offset of the Chinese virus. So there you go. Yeah. Pile more on for consumers, right?
Yeah, I was going to say it's just going to tighten everything up. That's just, more cash flow that people are going to have to spend, paying off their student loans. So it's going to get tougher and tougher for the consumer out there.
Yeah, hopefully those degrees are paying off for them, and they got a degree that actually mattered, and not what's the joke? They always joke about like North African lesbian poetry or
French literature of the 18th century.
There you go.
Like,
yeah, exactly. Sometimes they take these classes that just it's like, what's the plan? What's the ultimate goal here? Yeah. And there's not really much of a plan there. It's just like, hey, Dad's paying for college. Mm-hmm. I'm just going to party a couple more years.
Let's go party for 4 years, burn all my brain cells. You know?
But, trade school, that's a big point. It's trade schools, contractors, learn a trade.
Yeah. Oh, there's a huge shortage of plumbers. I mean, I know, like, when I've been studying to take my roofing license exam to get my own license, and I mean, in there, they just couldn't say, hey, if anybody be a plumber, this is the best time in the history of America to be a plumber, and especially in the state of Florida.
Yep.
I mean, it's a tougher license to get, but at the same time, you can make a lot of money. Electricians are in high demand, building, carpentry. I mean, all the trades are in really, really high demand in Florida, and then pretty much the whole country, too.
Yeah, and you can start a business. I mean, you don't have to think, oh, I don't want to be that tradesman forever. Look, you do it for 3, 4, 5 years. You learn the business. Mm-hmm. Now you start the business. Now you own the business. Now you're working, in the business or on the business instead of in the business. We've got a neighbor that lives close by. He just listed his house for $1.7 million in the same community, and he's a plumbing company, man. Yeah. He owns a plumbing company. Worked hard for a lot of years. Boom, there you go.
Yeah, I've made way more money in roofing than I would have ever with my college degree. I can tell you that. Right. There's no doubt.
Yeah, exactly. You go in and you do right, you do business right. Talk to me too. So you've got awesome warranties, you got the payment plans as well.
Yeah. We're always going to offer financing for options. We also have pretty well connections within the state. I mean, there's some really good grant programs out there that we can help educate customers about that are kind of feeling that pinch. We always offer some really cool financing, all the way from like 0% interest. You might be paying that off with more aggressive a payment, like 18 months. You can stretch it all the way out to 10 years. So we really offer manageable payments all the way up to aggressive payments. The less interest you want to pay, it really fits your budget is what we try to do and we offer. And that's what's really important, is that we kind of make sure that we try to make it as painless as possible for our homeowners and as easy too. Yeah. Right. Because that's something that any one of our reps can do for you and sign you up. It takes about 3 to 5 minutes too. And then also, our estimates are always free. Most of our appointments are about an hour long, maybe 45 minutes. We're not going to sit there and pressure you and tie you down to the table till you sign. That's not what we do. We're always same day estimates too. So when we go up there, we're going to do an inspection. We're going to measure your roof. We're going to write up an estimate. We're going to leave that price with you. We're not going to sit there. We'll talk to the husband, we'll talk to the wife, we'll talk to both of them. There's a lot of contractors out there that will only speak if both the husband and wife are there, right? And you know what you're in for when they ask that. They're going to sit there and they're going to pressure you into sales. That just that gives me the goosebumps. Like, don't want to. It's just a really sticky, nasty feeling. And all of our reps are none of them are high pressure sales. All really courteous, professional people.
Yeah, that's great. That's the way it should be. Business should be that way. And give me an update too. Are supplies, materials, everything, and you get all the color schemes you want, or have the supply chain still rolling through pretty good?
Yeah, the supply chain's been pretty stable, pretty consistent. We have seen some of the manufacturers kind of just cut down on their offerings and kind of just stick with more of maybe the top 10 versus having 20 different selections, which is kind of just good business in general. So we're seeing a little bit of that, the consolidation of colors maybe, but supply chain's been great. Not having any issues with getting product. We aren't anyways. We have great relationships with our manufacturers and our distributors that we're always being able to deliver materials on time.
Well, you're one of the largest in the Southeast, was it?
We're the largest in the state of Florida when it comes to re-roofing, right? So the roof's already there. We come in, we remove it, and we replace it with a brand new, beautiful roof. We're the largest in the state of Florida, then we're 12th in the country for that as well. But we don't do any commercial. We're not doing hospitals or, the Walmarts. We do it. We stay in our lane, and that's residential re-roofs.
Residential re-roofs. Now, when you think about a re-roof, you got to be careful for some contractors too. So I want to talk about deposit amount to expect, and then also the underlayment.
Yeah, those are two hot topics. The nice thing about us is, like I said, we try to make it as easy as possible, right? So we're never going to ask for any kind of money down, or there's no deposit necessary with us, right? So the zero, right? So you don't pay us till the job is done, completed, and you're happy with the work we did, right? So that incentivizes us to do a really good job, right? Because we don't get paid unless we do, right? So we're not ever collecting money up front. There's some contractors out there that, at minimum, maybe 5-10%, those kind of seem more appropriate if you're going to do business with a contractor. But anything about 20, 30, 50% walk away, you don't need to do business with that contractor if they're requesting that kind of down payment, because there's just no incentive for them to come back and do a good job.
Yeah, exactly.
Absolutely not.
Final thoughts, back to you.
Yeah, what I would say to homeowners out there is if your home is 15 plus years, start budgeting now, right? Roofing is getting more and more expensive every year. It's so important to get out there and budget, so that way you're not rushed into a decision and you feel like you just have to go with the cheapest, or you have to go with the guy that's ready to get the roof built the next day, right? You want to make a good, solid decision for your home. It's your largest investment. Roofs are essential in Florida. You've got to stick and make sure you're using a licensed roofing contractor that's going to do all the right things, so when they're done, your home's going to be able to get insured, and you're going to feel nice and protected and confident when the next storm comes through.
And shout out to Jay Smith, A Snoop Inspection as well. You get that wind mitigation as well. Help
Jay does a great job. Definitely recommend Jay. Awesome. He's helped a lot of our homeowners out, and that wind mitt is extremely important.
Awesome. Good stuff. All right. Find him online. Where's the website?
throofing.com.
throofing.com. Logan Briggs, thanks for coming in.
Thanks, Brandon.
All right. Hey, another great show. I want to thank Michael MD, of course, Logan Briggs, and our whole production team, everybody behind the scenes making the show happen. Please go out there, consider committing a random act of kindness. Do something kind for one another. Be a force for good in the community. And we'll see you next time right here on the Consumer Quarterback Show, consumerqb.com.
You've been listening to The Consumer Quarterback. Brandon